Ah, my friend Lakshmi, thank you so much for the donation to my military operations. I consider it to simply be part of my duty as your marshal to invest what I have in the glorious conquests of my liege and the great sultanate of Lohara. You don't need to be so formal about it. I know that it was mostly because we're friends. Yes, of course, Harsa, yes, but I came here on business. I thought I would bring someone to see you, an acquaintance of mine, someone you know very well. Who is it? Raja Sampal. He wishes to discuss the future of his realm and the Lohara Sultanate with you. Bring him in! Bring him in! You know, we should have a feast. We should celebrate together as friends the glorious Sultanate of Lohara and the eternal Seljuk Empire. Hello and welcome, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here once again with Sultan Harsa of the Lohara Kingdom. Last time we expanded here in the south region, mostly through, in fact, solely through vassalization. We have no vassalization prospects now available to us. There are some places up here that might one day be willing to vassalize to us, but we are somewhat away from convincing them still. We're starting to get to the point, though, where most of our neighbors are kings, or should I say, they are maharajas and sultans, and they, of course, cannot join us because they have too strong of titles. But that's okay, because we will continue to try to get everybody that we can moving in that direction. And if we go over to here, you can see that the grand war for the imperial throne of the Seljuk Grand Sultan is continuing. Our liege and friend is not doing as well as he was last time because, again, he is fighting two wars at once. His neighbors keep noticing that he's at war and trying their best to take advantage of his weakness. Now, if we look up here, we can see that we hold only a single duchy, the starting duchy we had, and we've been trying to develop it to make us as strong as possible inside of here. And we're going to continue to do that. As for wars, the just man that we are, we're not really willing to fight unjust wars. So we're not going to be going out here and trying to take any territory for ourselves personally. Your fine breeding is like the glittering ocean. I would be blessed if I could I'm not my father. I'm not chasing women. So you have decided officially become Punjab. That probably matches your people and is a good and wise idea. I hope that brings you some success in the future. We do have enough that we could form the Kingdom of Punjab now. We only need the money. A band of several hundred pale-skinned. This is another Russian. This is the second Russian. She actually looks pretty similar to the last one, too. She isn't as skilled as the last one was, though, but she's 30 years old. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that we don't want any more kids, we would consider this. I'm not going to send her back to her master, nor am I going to tell her she can stay but send everyone else away. I am going to probably do this. Let's see. Which barony is this? It is actually here in our main county. No, this woman is neither... Woman is not really important to us in any way. We've never even met her, so we will put this person in her place. Hopefully she finds a husband and produces some heirs. This is the second Russian we've had. You know, you'd almost think that we were near Russia. You'd almost think that we were close to Russia. But no, Russia's very far away. Although there is no way to conclusively prove it, Maharaja Viryarama of Chauhan has brought forth evidence that Diplomat is not the son of Viryarama, but was fathered by... he named it! He named his bastard after himself. Diplomat of Chauhan. How would my own sister do this to us? What? I'm not sure I care about this. I mean, this is the family tradition. I mean, yeah, it's bad. Again, it affects her life more than it affects us, though, right? It makes it harder for her child to find a place in the world. It it's not good. I think she would be better off if she didn't do such a thing, but it's not up to me. Another affair, of course, because there are always hundreds of affairs. Now, there are really no more wars that we ourselves can perpetrate because we have no claims. I think maybe we are able to do this now. No, still not. Still not. So we're doing all right. I mean, there are some claims down here, I think, but I'm really skeptical as to whether or not I want to do them. We are stronger. This guy has a claim to this, this, and this. Lines about legacy. The latest work of my Chancellor Jayavarama has become all the rage of the court of late. The piece deals with memory and what we leave behind. Jayavarama has publicly dedicated it to me. When heritage takes shape, what man does not hope to rest when tired, no matter his wealth and treasure acquired, and when their final hours near, their name lives on the lips of peers. So far I've kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore it any longer. No, I do acknowledge this as clearly a tribute. So do we do this? I mean, this guy is weaker than us. He's stronger without allies because he has no allies. We also have this guy, basically all the same stuff. I think maybe we're not going to do that right now. Although it would be good to get it done eventually. My daughter-in-law, Hexe, has given birth to a son. Since the little one is part of the Lohara dynasty, he should be blessed with a good name. He can be named whatever they picked at random. I'm glad they consulted me, but yeah. Maybe if this zeros, they'll finally white piece it. I really hope he white pieces it soon. While I was in the castle town with Tilaka, her attention was caught by a criminal chained in the pillory. Tilaka lifted her head and made a show of ignoring the criminal begging for water. I don't know how arrogance would serve you. I would rather you be compassionate, because that makes you more like me. Definitely does. See how... Ooh. Excellent mustache, sir. So he seems to be wearing the family mustache. Excellent. Reaffirm oath of true friendship. Let's just pause here for a second. Hey. Gives us strong hooks on each other. Very, very good. Let's do it. And then we should actually do synergize friendship. If we draw on my education, we both gain more martial. If we draw on his education, we both gain more stewardship, or we can share, right? If we share, we get 2 in both. I think we're going to try to go for the stewardship because we need it way more. We need it way more. So let's synergize our friendship here. A faithful friend. I'm wandering down a bustling alleyway with my friend Kakavati when she suddenly disappears. I turn to see her deep in discussion with a merchant whose wares appear to consist mostly of curious little trinkets. Kakavati, her transaction completed, ambles back to me, tumbling her new purchase distractedly. So this is the one where she is getting a symbol of her faith. So zealous, different faith vassals lose opinion of me. I think we're going to do this because it makes sense for us. We're following in our... Ooh, what is this for? Accept that. That's the thing we sent out. The negotiator. During my afternoon stroll down the streets of Kashmir, my daughter Tilaka runs up to me. Father, they just started swinging at one another. So this is the one Right, so this is the one where she sees two people fighting, but unlike the previous one, we can't have her break it up herself, which is too bad. But we'll break it up ourselves and gain the prestige. Look around at what we might do. In about 8 years, we will be able to possibly revoke our nephew if he hasn't made peace with us yet. And we absolutely will do this, by the way, if he hasn't made peace with us. It's up to him to make peace with us, not up to us. He's the one who wronged us. So if he doesn't make peace with us when I can change this, I will definitely be revoking him. I need a new wet nurse. That's the thing. I gotta remember that I do still have children. That they're not all gone. She would be a good one. So she can do it. That's great. That is my Shuver's wife. I was hoping to maybe make some bright children with them, but you know, it doesn't always turn out. We do want more children though in the court, which is why I married off all of my knights last time. We should probably, I don't know, I think before we save up for kingdom titles, I think we need to get more stability going on here. We're now fascinated by guilds. Look in here and see what that could bring us. I don't think I even... Wait, didn't you say I was fascinated by guilds? Oh, I was fascinated by guilds, but they want me to pick up hereditary rule. I'm not sure that we care about hereditary rule at all. Like, we'll just probably be getting that passively. 19 years to arch saddles. Not a bad choice. I don't know if we'll be getting armored horsemen, though. We go to high medieval here. Guilds give us an additional building slot. Let's see. Guilds, I think, maybe? If I put this here, it's 29 years for guilds. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to chase after guilds. We'll let hereditary rule something that is actually never going to be useful to us because we skipped it. We'll let it just gain on its own. We'll eventually get it anyway. What is this? Do you want yourself to marry her? How old are you? 47. I mean, no. I don't think so. I don't think that's a good match for her. I think she could do better, if I were to be honest. Sway compliments. We're going to compliment his unmatched people skills because it has been suggested to us by our friend. Excellent. See how much progress we're making. Down to 24%. Good. Hopefully, it's a very low percent chance to succeed, but we will get it eventually. It's just a matter of time. So what do we have everyone doing? You are still training commanders. Oh, you've gotten better. Or I put someone new in. One of those two things. I have arrived in Shiringara to pay homage to you, glorious Sultan. I bring you rich gifts. She brings me money. I would have accepted your oaths, money or no, but I reaffirm that you have the right to rule the lands that you have under me, your Sultan. Go in peace. Let me see. This is... She wants regalia. She's very competent. How much will it cost us? 50? I mean, we don't have regalia. So let's do it. We missed out on the crown, so we might as well do the regalia. It's not going to be the greatest regalia, but it'll give us something. And it can be worth it to fill those slots up when you have the chance. You know? You know? So she is now Sarsavati. Our court tutor has died. Inspiration, highest quality. That is so much money. That is so much money. I don't have this money. I can't... I guess we're going in debt for basically ever because I don't want to not invest in my project. That's so much money, though. So much money. So we have discovered agents of my vile nephew in the court. Who knows what they were intending to do? Luckily, I have no serious secrets for him to uncover. But this could be dangerous. We'll have to remember to keep an eye on him, although we really have been the whole time. And my second son, Veer, has come of age. He is Midas touched. We have made every single one of our children, basically, has a level 4 education. Except for our first daughter, who was educated before we even took over and probably failed because her education was neglected. But still, very good. A mighty pen. Picking up the padded swords for sparring to match with my daughter Tilaka, I noticed a patterned journal on a sideboard. From the cover, it seems to contain exercises and best practices pertaining to the martial arts. Tilaka glances at my direction. Oh, that thing. I mostly read it for the illustrations. You can borrow it. Intriguing. We increase martial by 1. You should try it out. Makes her education better. So basically guarantee another 4-star education for our children, for one of our children. So let's do that because we think of our child for ourselves, and I'm not sure that we're gonna ever need to have a 28 martial. You know, it does help, but I don't think it's necessary. Inspiration. Fickle Philip. I bump into a very grave-looking Mahadakit, my metalsmith, hoping that she doesn't bring ill news of the splendid regalia she should soon have ready for me. Oh, there you are, my liege. I have hit a wall in my work. Nothing major. My ideas have gone to ground. As the pressure mounts, she laughs nervously. I need some inspiration, mighty Sultan. Might you have some prior examples? Do I even use this? Actually, since I may not even use this, I do use it. What would I replace it with if I gave it to her? We have the Fox's Tail, which is a very similar artifact. Like, very similar. This is 0.18 and Spouse Opinion. This is 0.08 Stress Gain and Hostile Scheme Success Chance. I think we'll do it. Yes, you can integrate it. Absolutely. I'm fine with that. Lose a little bit of prestige, but that's okay. We got plenty of prestige coming in. Kendry comes of age. Another 4-star education. Ah! Our children are basically geniuses. We are producing a spectacular generation of children by education. It's very, very good. And our son here has helped to make up for his bad... Well, our court has helped to make up for his bad stewardship, which is good. No, it's knowledge, right? We're a scholarly court. That's actually quite good. Because I think he will get a bonus from the tree, brilliant gemstone, and from the domain. So he'll end up having a pretty good... We're getting... Yeah, he'll actually have a higher learning once he takes over, because our learning is lower than his at base, and we're getting so much from items and the domain. We do want to build this too. Should this be our project? Overwhelmed by stress because we didn't sway him. I cannot hide my secrets any longer. We should have done that beforehand, and I've been thinking about it the whole time. I just forgot to do it, which is something we can't afford to do. Who is this? Lately, I cannot help but notice the gaggle of giggling maidens. Ah, it is the book. It is the book filled with supple bosoms. Culture comes in any form, let them read. I think I agree with this, at least in principle. But let's do that. So because of our gregariousness, we lost on this stress failure. That's really sucks. Let's just go into here. So we can't confess, but they can show us when we can. When is the next time we can confess? We have to get rid of the modifier. So in 2 years when the modifier goes away, we'll do it again. We're still in debt. No longer overwhelmed by stress. See what we got here. We can hold court, which we should. We should always hold court whenever we can. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Gesture for the first in line to approach. One of my guards approaches with my shuver. Farlunga in chains trailing behind him. I caught Farlunga here in the process of sending sensitive information to foreign spies in Sulyed. What should we do with him? Off with his head. No. I forgive once, but do not betray me again. That's most likely. I have different plans for you. I don't think we get anything specific out of putting him in prison, so I will forgive him. It is literally my royal architect, so I will forgive him and gain the hook. Can't believe you're betraying us. Why would you betray us? We've done nothing but treat you well. Fine. Hey, he's a better warrior than he was before. That's good. I'm glad that we put him in the position because I was worried he was going to die, but now that he has this, he'll probably do okay. His wife, they have not had any children yet. I was hoping that they might have a child that I could use as a knight in the future. We'll see. There's still plenty of years left for that. My lord, Steward Beg Datu speaks up. I propose, always with the frickin' maps. I agree that it's a good idea, but you always come to me when I have no money. A haggard-looking peasant stands in front of me. My lord, I beg you for help. A monster prowls the mountains of Chitral, killing cattle and farmers alike. Few have seen it, but the mangled remains of its poor victims leave no doubt. It's clearly a huge boar, as bloodthirsty as few have ever seen. Please send your strongest hunters and save us from its vicious jaws. I don't have the gold, so that's not happening. I could do it myself. I'm doing it myself, I think. How good am I? I think I can do it myself. I absolutely think I can do this myself. Okay. Well, we'll see how that turns out. Inspiration, the Sultan's treasure. My deeds are spoken of with reverence and envy the world over, from foreign courts to village taverns, and with that comes the supporters. So, you want to invest money. This guy wants to invest money in my project. It is I who am honored. Yes, we always accept gifts. Turning gifts away is disrespectful to the giver, so we always respect them. As I suspected, it ended in a white piece. Okay, so this will gain me the hunter trait. There's a 0% chance I die and a small chance I become wounded. Let's just get rid of this because it's just in the way. All the preparations completed. I set out with a selected group of guards to face the infamous monster that is terrorizing Chitral. It doesn't take us long to find it. A clear trail of blood leads us straight to the creature's abode. I was already informed of what to expect, but when the massive boar finally stands in front of me, I can't help but shiver. No, we got this. We've got this. We killed the monster. We've become a hunter and we gained 350 prestige. Look at that. We're getting close to becoming exalted among men. So our liege has successfully held off the war long enough to declare a white peace, which means we are going to travel finally after all of this time to pay homage. Let's see. Hire a mountaineer. That should clear up the center. All right, then. I'm gonna do this route, and I will come back once it's ready. So we have some danger that's unavoidable because we're going to these locations up here, but other than that, I think we're fine. We're gonna start traveling. Yes, it puts us more into debt, but it's our duty, so we're going to do it. We've got Parthian tactics now, leading to envelopment, which is pretty good, I'd say. Yes, so let's go. Let's head out. A fresh start. Hopefully we can get out of debt pretty fast. We've been lucky so far. We've been in debt for quite a long time, but we've got no negatives out of it yet. Inspiration, a new forge. I'm not paying another 50 gold for this. You've got to accept what you've been given so far. We've been in debt for months and months. Travel, a lowly delicacy? No, we're not going to eat the strange food. Danger. This is fine. We're going to let him fully recover. I'm too compassionate to stress out over that. We don't actually have a timeline for this journey since it is just a pay homage, so that's good. I really don't want to fail. If I fail another one of these, I'm going to have to quit on this, which I don't want to do. You know, maybe we quit on it now. Maybe we, see what the befriend chances. It says 100%, but the last time it dropped by a lot once we were actually doing it. Still says it's 100%. I think that's the best way to go. If we look at the vassalage now, it is, because we're in debt, it's 30. I think we'll overcome 30, a vassal to remember. So, Atbeg, Lachimi, and Atbeg Utskara are amongst the most powerful vassals in my realm. I never know how to keep them happy so they don't go around stirring up trouble. Perhaps flattery is the way to go? Anyone would be pleased to have something made in their name, wouldn't they? I have just the right thing in the making. I should let my beneficiary know that I'm dedicating her masterpiece to my trustworthy vassals and advisors. Then again, it is my artifact. So maybe I should just... We have him, not him, and him. I could dedicate it to myself. I could dedicate it to myself, which I will. Because I don't need to press either of those two. The language barrier. Let me try. We interpreted the instructions successfully. Closer and closer to exalted among men all the time. We really need to get it a debt, though. Really need. Oh, it seems my brother died. Well, that's too bad. I wonder why. He died from his wounds. All right. His wife remains my spy master. So he probably did this to himself. She probably didn't participate at all. Fine. Let's see if there's any way we can get rid of some stress here. Wait, I have this set so it'll trigger when it is ready. We don't need to keep looking at that. Oh, up here, we're gonna get some stewardship experience. Who is this? This is him, right? And he is not gonna be able to win this war without my help. I don't think I can do this while I'm in debt. I'll agree, but I'll have to clear my debt before I raise my troops. Actually, there is something I think I can do. I think what we can do here is move this, say here, and let's raise all men-at-arms. Good, we gain 200 stewardship lifestyle points. Inspiration realized. Hey, she did a good job. It's a famed regalia. 2.6 prestige, short range duration minus 20%, powerful vassal contribution 6%. Oh, it's straight money and some romance scheme power. That one feels a little bit out of nowhere. Good job. Good job. I'm actually really happy with that. I was expecting it to be much, much worse since she wasn't that good. But she went above and beyond. There's just like straight money in this stick that she made for me. Very happy about that. A duel demanded. I have no interest in either you or a fair fight, no. You might be less valuable when I win. How strong is he? A lot less strong than me? I'm not gonna make her do it. We're gonna do it. I win the fight. He has now joined us. It's another great night for our military here. Just gonna zip up. We'll probably catch him here because of our fast speed. Then once we get rid of this army, learning lifestyle experience, great. Maybe we should consider going on a pilgrimage too. I mean, we're not religious like our father was, but there are many advantages to a pilgrimage. He caught them. That should basically guarantee that they get wiped or close. Okay, maybe not fast enough to wipe them. Nope, definitely fast enough to wipe them. That should help him a lot, I think. Travel strong bonds. While passing through the villages of Kashit, I spend some time talking to the locals. One thing that stands out is their intense loyalty to their liege. One villager talks with such a passion that I would think they were describing a lover rather than a ruler. I will make my soil subjects equally loyal. Yeah, we're going to take this for 5 years. That's cool. But we're not going to go that way. We're going to send this army north and try to break that siege these guys have sneakily started. Oh, our caravan master literally died on the road. Okay, so we have these two. He is poor. She is poor. I think we're gonna take him because we need somebody to get us home, but we'll probably spend the prestige to fire him once we get back because he's really not very good. Grotesque creatures. I've rarely seen my Rajpurit Purushottam this excited before. His eyes seem to be devouring a richly adorned book. Sometimes I manage to take a peek at the maps on its interior. One morning, he finally approaches me about his findings. My liege, there are rumors that the land of Jabal al-Fida is home to an extraordinary people. It is said that the Balemia, headless people who have their face on their chests, wander these cities. So we could do a grotesque rush, which will make us go faster but lower our safety. Or we could just ask questions about them and get 2 learning for 5 years. I think that's what we're going to do. You are the local captain, and a few of his officers greet me as my entourage enter the military camps of Nishapur. I quickly dismount, eager to inspect the local barracks. They are positively brimming with activity. Soldiers are all around, and each seem to know exactly their purpose and have a clear direction as to where they're headed. Now, what would my lord want to do next? I wouldn't mind some sparring. So this increases my martial and gives me 150 prestige, basically automatically. We can ask about the equipment, which increases it, but doesn't give me the prestige, and it also doesn't make my liege like me more. And this is just nothing. So we're gonna do the first one. There we go. We increased our martial and gained 150 prestige. Excellent. Daughter learns one of our wives' languages, our primary wife, actually. Unlike our father, our wives haven't played that much of a role in our life. Servants usher me into Sultan al-Muazzim Afsin's great hall in Cain, where he sits his throne, waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel before him and recite the Iranian oaths I have practiced, but the half-concealed chuckles of the court make it clear my tongue needs more practice in my liege language. With that ceremony is complete, I have nothing to offer my liege except my promise to faithfully serve. To my surprise, he acts almost as if nothing happened and accepts my homage with grace. Ah, thank you, sir. Thank you. That, though, lets me know that once this is done, we need to learn Iranian. That's just a thing. We probably should have learned it before, but we've been so focused on trying to expand our domain through peace that we've been really neglecting other wants. She wants to be gregarious. Yeah, we'll probably win this. The garrison will help us, and we're a much stronger army, you know, quality-wise. One of our knights, one of our shuvers was wounded. 2 of our shuvers were wounded, but we have succeeded. Now let's disband these guys. I guess we should move them towards here so that we can disband them when it comes up. We are now heading home. It's been a long and successful journey. Hopefully he gets some sieges done down here to actually win his war as quickly as possible, because I feel like we've helped him as much as we can afford to. We really are pushing our luck by staying in debt this long. A lot of our individual vassals are converting to local cultures, which I think is really good. We have made a friend! We did it! Befriend mutual understanding. Much to my delight, one of Raja Sun Paul's couriers has found me in Till. As my entourage and I make our way towards Kashmir, he carries good news, for Sun Paul wishes to formalize our friendship. I never expected us to grow so close, but he has proven himself to be a reliable and forthright man, with only my best interests at heart. We are closer than ever. That is just another reason why these guys need to be disbanded, because we're probably... Let's see if it's going to be possible. It'll be possible now. We'll look at this. If we go down to here, we can see it is just under. If we didn't have the bankrupt, we would be fine. So we need to get out of bankruptcy fast so that we don't have to sway him. Because I don't want to have to sway him. having this not turn out. Another one of my knights has been improved. Why did it have to be him? Of all the people you could improve, why did you have to improve this scoundrel? He has as much right to use the training grounds as everybody else. But I will get him one day. Gift artifact. Please accept this humble gift. It was a treasured possession of mine. I hope it honors you. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd love it. Thank you. That is going to go right up on my wall right away. So we now have a boar head on our wall. In generations from now, people will probably have forgotten the story that it was granted to us by one of our vassals and think that it's the one that I famously killed. Ooh, our counselor has died. Right? Let's see what it is. It's our marshal. Now, let me see. Does anybody else have the ability to be a decent marshal? So you're where you belong. You're doing fine in your current job as well. I mean, we could do better than you. But I think we're gonna put our newest vassal into this position. I wish you weren't so bad. If you weren't so bad, I would put you in. But we're gonna put this guy. He's gonna be our marshal now. We gotta get it of debt. We gotta get it of debt. While this guy is still at 100. Right? While he's still at 100. We'll get it of debt soon enough, I hope. So he has, I think, won his war. He just needs to have it called before they get their points back. Support. My concern for my current war, my friend has paid out of his own treasury. Good sir. Good sir, thank you. This is more important than you think. It's not just for this war, it's also because we need this to happen. And we have succeeded at convincing another person through our skill at diplomacy to join the glorious kingdom of Lohara. Look at that. Our borders look a whole lot less silly now than they did before. I think they're still a little silly, but they're a lot better. And with that, I think we're going to bring this episode to an end. And I thank you for watching. Just before we go, one last thing. We're going to go to him and we're going to say, hey, I'd love it if we could find a worthy successor. So we'll just click on that and we'll figure out who it is next time. We have some money in the bank because of the generous donation. Guy needs to click this before that army comes up and prevents him from doing it. Hopefully he does. And I hope to see you next time. We are here with Harsa of the Lohara Sultanate. This gloriously enormous kingdom. Gained mostly through just diplomacy, to be honest. Most of our gains have been diplomatic ones. It's quite fascinating how well we've done on the diplomatic front. All right then, thank you, and goodbye for now.